Alrighty then, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to the drawing contest. As you can see, I have been a little bit busy. And yeah, I finished the how do you say that? Color. Well, not the fully color scheme, but more like the base colors that I need. Right now, I only have a little bit done. What I'm going to be doing today is actually finishing the whole front part by adding some more color towards it, and hopefully that will actually get it all done. Um, I also noticed that actually YouTube had another fucking delay at the beginning of it, so that's why I'm actually a little bit late. That's why the music actually played a little bit longer than normal. But alright. No further ado, let's get started on this. So, what I want to do here is gonna be getting the same idea. I want to save this up, and then after that, we're gonna be opening again the thumbnail of Fate, mainly because it actually teaches me a lot of valuable lessons which I need. One of them was actually the way how I did these things right here. So I want to implement that again on this bit right here. It's a little bit here and there, but yeah, we're gonna be adding some stuff in this. Mainly this right here is one flat color, and this is the other one for it. So what we could now do is technically put it on the main alpha, and then it should be fine. What I need to do here, of course, is increasing the lightness of it. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see if I can do that. That would be great. All right. Now, let's see. So I want to create a little bit more of a lightness towards this whole damn ordeal. Mainly because it then actually gives me the tools to do so. Let's see, do I want to go for this then? Maybe. I think this is actually the right way to do it. Let's see. Close, but not quite. Alright, hold up. So I do want to implement this effect, but I do not want to implement this effect too fast. So what if we do it like this? And then just give it towards the places that needs it. That one needs to be a little bit more. So there you go. Then get this bit right there. Nice. And this bit. Oh. That's too much. Alright, so only one only one lightweight to it. Let's see. That also gives the effect. Alright, good. That means that we actually are getting somewhere here. But then again, if I do it there, that should not make any sense. Mainly because the effect is on that side as well. Let me double check here. I'm not the best one with lighting, not gonna lie. It's not my strongest suit. My main strongest suit is probably... Ooh, that is not the right place. That's the right place to place it. Nice. Right. That is cool. There we have it. Alright, so this should then work. Well, it lights up already a lot of things. It's not everything that needs, not everything that is lighting up, but a lot of it has been lighting up. Alright. Now let's see if I can do this. Alright. That should be fine. And then this side should then also be fine with that. But first I need to make sure that I have everything here correctly then. It's only on one side it needs to be drawn in. Yes, alright. Nice. And then we can now get these two done. Nope. Alright. Nope. Come on. There you go. That should be it for this one, right? Alright, now we should get the last bit here up and running, which is this bit right here. Once we have added the lighting parts of it, we can then get the better parts into it as well. First we add the light part to it, then we add the dark part to it, which is already implemented technically in this one. And after that we're gonna add in a little bit of a texture to it as well. Alright, let's see. Nice. Alright. Alright. Cool. Now we need the last one. Let's see. This one, that one. Alright. This one, this one, this one. That bit. Alright. let's see. Right, back part. There we go. Alright, so now we have this. We now have the first bit of the lighting. So we have now the first, well, lighting bits. So now what we need to do is technically go down with it, which means that we're gonna go a little bit more darker. A little bit more. I'm gonna put a lovely little dot here so that I know what kind of dark I want. All right. And that we have done that. Is that worth it? No, that is not worth it. Putting shadow there is not worth it. So the only shadow I'm gonna put in here is gonna be that, and then after that I'm gonna be going for probably I'm gonna add the shadow in a different line, in a different layer, mainly because that is probably the best choice. Nice. Hello, GG Ted. How do you take the ideas to draw? Jesus, the detail. All right. So allow me to tell you what I did here. So I'm trying to make a cyberpunk kind of Drake worm. That is what I wanted to go for it. And honestly, I actually went with the idea of what I had beforehand, which was the broken Aztec table that I had laying around for almost 2 years. And I thought, like, yeah, I could use that to get myself this kind of feeling towards it, like, a breakthrough of the big giant creature of terror being released, and then of course make this kind of horror movie, like the old comic horror movies, be like, beware the slime, that kind of thing, and then put it onto the title screen as well. So that's what I'm gonna be aiming at. That's the idea of it. Drake's itself, well, that is not the hardest part here. Oh wait, I first need to save before I do anything else. I don't want to lose all this progress. Thank you. All right. So with drawing things, I'm not that unfamiliar with dragons and all that stuff. If I use my detailed version of anything, then things are getting a little bit more way more hectic. For instance, here, I have been putting this on hold for quite a long time, mainly because, well, it's so much work, and it's a different art style, so it's a little bit more different than it's supposed to be. For instance, here you can see the skull part. I probably did that in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, the skull was 2 weeks' time, and then I added the shading towards it as well. And with the detail work, you can get things like, for instance, where is it? You can get things like this, which is quite funky. The inspiration here is that I used the image of the Titanic, a photo of it, and pasted inside of it, and then added it so that it is actually drawn instead of a photo. So I drew over the shipwreck. I drew it, which gives also a nice little feeling towards it. It was the first project I ever did. It is now actually on a wallpaper near the what is it? It's on the wallpaper of one of the marine ships that my sister was actually on, which is quite nice. So yeah, normally I'm very fond of detail because it actually is quite a cool idea. Basically an OC idea. Not really too much of an OC idea. If you take, for instance, let's see, how is the original icon of that horror movie film posters, old school? There you go. We're just gonna do the old fashioned horror movies. I think I can find the thing, like, yeah, here you go. Here you have Frankenstein, for instance. That is like the basic concept of it. Like, when you make it, you create a creature and then you put like a broken image in front of it. The fun fact is, because this is actually on a thumbnail image size, you can actually use it for multiple things later down the line, which is quite cool. Let's see if we can find anything else that is actually like the same idea of it. Like, here you go, Frankenstein. Whoa, the idea of it is that you show the image towards things, and then of course create stuff you create stuff and then you build around it. So it's more layer based than the regular posters of that are now actually visible in movies. Mainly because most of the posters back in the day, they consist in things like, you have the main image, then you have the title, and then you have the characters playing into it, which is quite cool. Maybe let's see if we can get. Ooh, I might have an idea. What about Godzilla? Maybe that is a good one to go for. Godzilla. I don't think Godzilla actually has such movie posters, but it does. Nice. You see, like, the whole structure is all about Godzilla itself. I believe this one is also like the same idea. There you go. You have that the cool looking one. So yeah, you have multiple things. Like this one, for instance, I don't like, mainly because it is it's a very good scheme. Oh wait, this is the other one. This is the other one. It's a very good scheme though. Red with gray background, that is actually quite good, and it also shows the terror of it. I take it back. It's actually quite a good one. But I prefer the old one. The old one is actually more fun to look at. It has more vibrant colors towards it, which I'm trying to implement as well in this drawing. What I'm gonna be able to do here is I'm gonna go for a liquid green, because green is, well, the whole idea of scariness. It's the whole spooky effect of it. So I'm gonna go for liquid green or liquid yellow greenish. So this kind of green, with then of course syringe kind of feeling towards it. All right, let's go back. I think that's enough showing what I'm going to be able to do here. But first, we need to do the thing that I needed to do in the first place, which is adding a goddamn line to the drop part here. Jesus, my head. I'm also expecting, what is it called? The new microphone to come around soon. So like in around 8 o'clock, it will come around, which is quite cool. And that will probably then fix most of the audio, mainly because the audio is actually like feeling like an old Xbox controller headset. It is it's quite janky, mainly because, well, the quality of the headphone is good, but the quality of the microphone is absolutely horrendous. But yeah, I had to switch my headphone. That was the main sad thing about it. It was like, yes, I can no longer use this headphone because it has no longer have any good music I can play on it, because the wires were broken, which kind of sucks. All right, first things first, we have this done, we have that done, we have the Aztec tablets done. Now we need to add some new stuff to it. This stuff needs to be underneath the colored, well, the colored shadow, not shadow. The second, the scratch marks, and they need to be colored in a certain way. All right, we're gonna now use a stamp, mainly because this stamp actually will create the thing that I need it to be creating. However, the stamp is a very annoying stamp to work with because, well, most of the time it doesn't do what I want it to do. Because if I could do this, I get this, which doesn't work. So I need to lower it down to probably this size. Yeah, this size, I believe. Up. And then I don't want to use this one. I don't want to use this stamp. I need to go for not that one crack. I need to get the other crack. This one. Yeah, there you go. All right, so now if we add this, that would... Wow, that's absolutely useless. Why is it always useless when I'm trying to do it? Like I can use this, but as you can see, it's not very good at picking up the color that I want. I want it to be dark. Yeah, if I want to do this, then I can get this, but that is not what I want. I want to have around like a simple... Well, I'm gonna be using it then again. So what I'm gonna be doing here is a very gentle pressing of the button. And I will use this only to create the things that I need. So I need to be only around it. And every single thing that I don't want, I will erase. Mainly the lines here, the light lines, I want to actually not influenced by this cracking feeling of a structure. This will create a little bit of an, well, rocky kind of feeling towards it, which we need to give this little bit of more like a old-fashioned sci-fi feeling towards it in the end. Of course, we need to do a lot of erasing after this, mainly because the brush is very inaccurate on placing stuff. And I cannot use... well, I can use this like, you know, this, but that doesn't work. I need to press it gently once, place the texture down, and then, you know, release it. Otherwise, I will get a different texture that doesn't work with this so-called rock. Of course, you know, after this, I need to also implement some stuff here and there. but that will be for later down the line. First, we need to get this all fixed, mainly because that otherwise it will be definitely bad at it. All right. I hope you already enjoy what I'm doing, actually. I do like how this all goes. Or at least, you know, the idea of what I'm going to be able to do with it. And once I have this whole damn thing finished, I can then give it to the art contest, and hopefully I win something. Probably not, mainly because probably it doesn't count. That's the main reason, and then probably people are wondering like, why would you then not change the thing? And I'm like, nah. I don't want to change things because I'm in the flow, and B, it does create. I do like myself this kind of challenge because I do want to create it, and I do want to give this old school thing a go to see if I can make it a run for my own money. See if I can pull it off. The old-fashioned horror, Frankenstein's monster, now in movies and theaters. And then you have like this good old-fashioned radio announcer like, "Greetings, yes, it is I. I have been announcing a lot of things." And then, you know, you get the proper feeling here. It always have like this lovely radio sound to it as well. Alright, we have this bit done. Boop, 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 boop. And I don't want to overlap most of it. That's the whole point. And now you have this, which is already a very cool feeling towards it. As you can see, it feels more alive when you zoom out. But to get it better, we need to fix some stuff now. So, first rule of thumb, make sure that you erase all the stuff in between, mainly because that is not gonna be there. Also erase the stuff on the line bit. And after that, we can continue. So, this bit right here needs to be erased. Mainly because that is not allowed. We cannot have the hard parts. We can also not have the main lines be interrupted by the texture. So all the light lines need to be erased again. There we go. We're going to be using a lot of things here. Also, because I put it on a different layer, I don't have to worry about erasing it in here as well. So that saves me a lot of time. Otherwise, I would have been doing a lot of double work. And let's see, this bit, that bit is done, that bit is not done. So yeah, it's a lot of busy work, but the end result is actually quite good. And I learned this by, of course, doing it 2 years ago and realizing like, so that's how you create stone texture. Nice. And then, of course, you know, when you create stone texture, you also need to be taking you need to also take it in consideration that you also need to erase some of it, otherwise it will be overused, and then, you know, the whole effect will go into waste. Which we're going to be doing soon, after, of course, you know, making sure that I have all the vital spots already in the erase bit. And then after that, I will use the soft eraser tool to lower down the amount of texture on the object, therefore creating the texture effect in a more depth kind of view. I think that's the way how you say it's supposed to be saying it, but yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be doing. It makes the whole damn thing a lot more better. All right, so what I'm going to be doing here is... What the hell? Oh, there you go. It's a lot of easy work here. Nothing actually has changed here most of the time. It's just that I added a texture to it. And then once I have used the texture, I can just reuse it again. If I'm correct, yes, the one that I used is highlighted, which is quite nice. So I can just go back into it and be like, hey, you have used this one. And I'm like, thanks. I know now which one I use. Because most of the brushes are actually looking the same, not gonna lie. But we're gonna be using, not all the time, brushes. We're gonna be using them sparely. Mainly because I don't want to overuse them. Alright. Now that we have done this, we now need the soft brush. Ah, jeez. Alright. So, what I'm going to be doing here is erasing some of it to give the feeling of, you know, that it is technically not everywhere used. And then after that, we're going to be using the darker brush, I believe. Yeah, then after that, I will be using the darker color to create the effect that is necessary for the later bit. So first we're going to create the texture, and then after the texture is done, we will add some stuff to it that I will use in a later bit. Alright, now that we have done this bit, we now need to technically put another layer down. This layer is going to be like that bit. Let's see. I believe it is like so, right? Net capacity 6. Right? 6. 6. Yes. A little bit less. Alright, so it is not this one. I need to go for 7 then. That's not the right color. That's not the right color. That's the right... choices. Do you want to do it like that, or do I not want to do it like that? Yes, I will pick that color. So I will pick this color right here. Then I'm going to be erasing it again. And now that we have used this color, we will use this color wisely. Because this color is now fully usable, we can now use it to create the effect that I need. Of course, we need to lower it. It needs to be underneath the crushed texture, so we need to put it in there. And then we're going to be just casually following the lines a bit and oh, bloody hell, and create the feeling of it. That way, that way. And then that way. Sweet. Now the last bit. There you go. And this bit. This is why I also left some of the highlights open, so that we can create certain things that, you know, create shading, which is nice. Not everything needs to be shaded, of course, but it creates the things that you need to be having to get the right thing. Of course, this is also the hardest bit to do, mainly because it is a lot of time consuming, and well, you know, it doesn't always pay off. But first things first, put a little dot there so that we don't forget the color. So we can just switch around and then do it again, and then switch back to the things that we need to do. The good thing about all of this is actually that we are actually increasing the quality of the texture by just adding light and dark to it, creating a little bit of a crusty feeling towards it as well. and that will give us more leeway later down the line. Alright, so now we have this. That looks already a lot more better than before. And this bit needs to be a little bit less. There you go. Now that feels like a good old-fashioned slab. Alright, slab 1 completed. Now we're going to continue to the next one. So, same rule as before. We're going to be doing the same thing again. We're going to make sure that we have... Nope. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Oh, thank God I didn't make the mistake twice. Woo. Alright, save first. So, I almost made a mistake upon selecting the wrong place, and then everything would have been, you know, a waste of time. So, that's my main problem with this all the time. It's a very annoying thing to do. That's why I'm always keeping it like, you know, I know that all of this is in this layer. So all of this is this layer, that thing is that layer. And I don't have to worry here. I just have to worry here. This is all about the line work, line work, line work, line work, and then the rest underneath it is all colors, which are also important. Not gonna lie, they are one of the most important parts of this. So we're gonna be erasing a lot of things here. Main thing that we're going to be erasing, of course, is again the same thing as we did before. We're going to be erasing the little bit of, you know, the texture that we don't need, especially on the highlight parts and on the main, you know, outline of the slab. After that, we're going to be creating, well, after that, we're going to be, of course, doing the shading again, and that shading will then be, you know, then further amplify the depth of it. After this, after all this, of course, most of it will be very nice to look at, so that's always good. Oh yeah, I forgot almost that I also need to do some erasing later down the line. But right now I only need to focus on erasing the bits in between and the erasing on the highlights. And then after that I can do the erasing of the slab bits a little bit later. For instance, here there's way too much texture that is not good. That will make things disbelievable, and that is not what we want. We want to make sure that all of this is good. Luckily, you know, tomorrow I still have a lot of time, so I will probably be done by tomorrow as well. I will probably have already a bit of the line work done for the second part, which is the 2 pillars. And then after, of course, on Friday I will be starting with the dragon. That's the main idea of what the schedule is gonna be about. And then, of course, deliver it on Saturday. And then Monday the art contest will actually be announced, or well, you know, shown. Which I'm gonna take my sweet ass time to look at, because I do want to see what other people came up with. I know that my thing might not be that valid, but hey, it's something to pick up in consideration, you know? Might not be valid. That's always my art. Might not be valid. But I did something. I tried to do something funny. Experiment around with certain types of teams, and this time it was Cyberpunk, so well, Cyberpunk in the future past, so I think that is actually a thing that I want to do. You know, maybe I could also make some like flowers on top of the slab and all of that. I will see about that. But first I want to make sure that I have the right things done. The main things need to be done first, and then after that I can add some more environmental things. Which is the whole idea of it anyway. Alrighty then. Now we're gonna pick up the eraser tool. Nice. There you go. You can already see that it's actually looking quite good. Now you have this, which is already nice, and now we need to add the shading part, which is this bit. No. Let me double check. Is this one? No. 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 Oh boy. Alright. It's still not in a different layer. Good. Now we're gonna be adding it to it. Let's see. Where do I want this to be added? I want it to be added here. That bit. Nice. Nice. And then this bit right here. Alright, so now we actually have done that. Now we need to remove the bits that we don't want. Alrighty then. Now we don't need this one anymore on that side. We now can put this. We can now put this in here. And we can repeat the progress. Let me double check how much time. Ooh, what the fuck? Already 50 minutes in. Alright. That's a little bit too much. Let's get it all done and then after that call it quits. Yeah. A little bit more, a little bit less. Should not harm anybody. Alright. And then this should work. Alright. Hello, FW Gamer. Hi, Johan. What are you making and how have you been? I'm actually doing pretty well. I'm making kind of like a Godzilla kind of creature. As you can see, I'm making a old-fashioned cyberpunk horror themed uh, poster. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Like, old-fashioned horror themed poster. Be aware of Cyberworm and the Age of Bakalure. Oh, something like that. I don't know. Something silly like that. I like it. That's at least what I'm aiming at right now. Currently I'm working on the goddamn rocks. Goddamn rocks again. It's like my favorite kind of thing. Every single thing in this whole damn thing. The whole drawing. No, 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 no. Rocks, rocks, rockonomics. Everything needs to be rocky. I need to make sure that all of this texture is correct. That is the whole point. Mainly because it actually creates more believability towards the drawing, and also it gives a little bit more of a charm towards it, which is quite nice, quite neat. And yeah, it's getting well. It's getting well done anyway. I hope you're doing as well fine, Halfway Gamer, because I must say, I'm actually having a blast. I'm currently waiting for a package to arrive, and until then I will keep on drawing. And by the way, the package is quite important. It's a new microphone. Not gonna lie, I was like, yeah, I need a new one. The old one was a little bit of a, let's say, cracky. This one is cracky. The headset part of it, the headphone part of it is actually good. The headset part of it is absolute garbage. It actually died within a year. I was not expecting that quality to be that low. Not gonna lie. Normally I buy a headset and I will be stuck with it for life, but no. The last one died like 1 year ago, and it almost lasted for 10 years, and now this one actually lasted only for 1 year, and it's dead. It's such a shame, not gonna lie. It's a real shame. Alrighty then. I need to make sure that this bit is a little bit lowered. A little bit lowered. Lowered. Cannot have all this stuff. There you go. Now that should look like a good old-fashioned thing. Yes, it does. Alrighty then. Then we're gonna go back to the shading part, and then of course we're gonna be giving away again this bit. What the? No, this bit. There you go. Of course, this is gonna be the hardest part ever. It's gonna be making sure that all these lovely little lines are drawn. Lovely little line arts. Well, tiny little cute lines that need to be drawn in. Alrighty then. There you go. Sweet. That looks good. Love it. Alright, time to erase the things that need to not be there. Did I draw behind the line? I did. I saw also that I drew on this bit. I drew here a little bit sloppy, or erased a little bit sloppy. We cannot have that. Always making sure that that is not allowed. But yeah, within 50 minutes, I already got like what 2, 3 almost fully done. So the progress is actually getting quite well. I like it. The main reason is that the main reason is that I'm actually working on getting better at faster drawing, but I'm working so much more better with just music in my ears and just go with the flow. Then again, I will get lost for 3 hours and then don't remember what I'm doing, so should not do that. Main reason why I'm always making sure that I'm only working 1 hour and then take a break, so that I avoid overworking, because that's how much I like drawing. Actually, I really like it a lot. I'm such a fan of drawing. It is quite ridiculous, but You know, making a cyberpunk metal worm thingy. Oh, I could call it Metal Gear Solid Snack, you know. I could also I could name it that, but then again, I do just want to make it Cyberworm and then give it a little bit of an ancient feeling, magical feeling time. Because, you know, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of Frankenstein. Technically, if you could say Frankenstein is like cyberpunk in the old-fashioned days, you know, it's the first thing of like what sci-fi could do with the world. You created a monster in what, 1900, probably like that. I think that's the right thing. Yeah, probably it was. But yeah, it's a nice little thing to see. You know that all of this works. All of the things that I learned from before actually are paying off. And you know, I could have, you know, used a simple, you know, 2 bits of work and then it should all be fine. It does look good. I hope that the microphone lives up to your expectations. Well, the thing is that this one actually doesn't sound very well. Especially when I'm using Discord or something like that. It's like, are you speaking to an Xbox headphone? And I'm like, yes, probably. And then everything is gonna be ruining for it. But yeah, thanks. I hope as well that it is actually living up to my expectation. I doubt it, but you know, I can believe in it a bit. You know, hope is very important sometimes. But yeah, it will be quite a blast once I have my new mic, and hopefully it actually is a little more clearer. And I will not have that lovely little nose, you know, like, greetings, I have nose issues. Because, well, that's how it feels every single time I hear my voice. It's like, ugh, eh. Mainly because I'm always talking like a very deep voice, well, not having actually a deep voice at all. Taking a break for an hour sounds like something that I should do for school. Yeah. The main problem with taking a break is that you take the break too long, which is my main problem. It's like, yes, what can I do with this break? I could play video games. That might be sounding like a good idea, and then suddenly I'm playing video games all day long. And that's not what I want. I want to continue my drawing, so I have to push myself back again and then push myself back again once I have to draw too much. Because, you know, you don't want to overwork your hands, and, you know, having overworked hands is never fun. I have experienced it only once, and I don't want to experience that ever again. And I mean it. It's one of those things that you don't want to have. If your hands are overworked, you will feel it big time. I'm already having a little bit of an issue. It is mainly, well, tiredness from doing the tiny little brush strokes, which, you know, is the main thing that I'm doing right now, is doing tiny little brush strokes and fixing stuff. All right. I think that's it for that bit. Yes, all right. Now we're gonna go back here, pick this one up, see if I need to erase it. Yes, I do. All right, cool. Erase it, put it in here. Because I saw that that was actually a thing. All right, and then we're gonna go here. This one is very easy. This one, that bit right here. This bit right here should be also fine, I believe. What are overworked hands like? All right, what are overworked hands like? Think of it when you are playing tennis and then you suddenly are having like this little nag on your hands. I definitely don't have that experience. All right, so think of it like you're having like this little nagging pain in your hands every single time you pick up a brush, pick up something like a glass of water. And it gets constantly worse and worse the worse the less you take rest. That is literally how the experience feels like. When you have overworked hands, you will have cramps in your hands, and that is painful. It starts off with nagging, and it ends up with really just sudden pain, spiking. It's not fun. To prevent it, of course, you just need to take a rest, take a break, catch some air, go walking or do something else, do fitness, something, just something, and then eventually it will get away. The best medicine of most things like this is always rest. You could technically compare it with a mouse arm, but I never got that one actually. No, I never got the mouse arm. I only got once. I never got the mouse arm or tennis arm because I always take breaks. Even when I'm playing video games, I'm always like, yeah, next day I won't be playing that game anymore because I already feel the cramp coming in. But yeah, it's a little bit of a thing, a little bit of a knack and nang. Well, it's a little bit of a thing that you need to be worried about, especially when you are drawing like what 3 hours, 3 hours straight. You need to definitely take some break then. Otherwise, you will probably also look. Well, first of all, you will lose some of your insight because you're looking constantly on the same screen. It is quite important to figure out what you have been doing, and you will lose track of yourself when doing that. That bit, yeah, that's not the one bit that I need. I need this bit. Yes, there you go. So, oh my god, bloody hell. So, because you will lose some track of your progress, things will get a little bit sloppy, and you will definitely see tiredness in your artwork if you are not paying it consistently. And because you need to rethink of like, oh my god, I need to pay attention here and there. You put extra stress upon your hand and make it even worse and blah blah blah, and then you get where you need to be, which is literally you have a problem with your hand, which you can solve by taking a break. This is why it's always important to take breaks. Yeah, that sounds very annoying. Yeah, that is indeed a thing, that is indeed a problem. I would say that the most annoying thing I ever experienced was when I was trying to draw something like, let me save this before I really forgot to save it. Good, it's saved. Oh, hold up. I need to double save it. Don't want this to be corrupted as well. That's also a thing that can happen on these things. So double save, that's one thing that I learned back in the day. So yeah. Allow me to show you which one I actually took a lot of time on. I was working for a project for Hex Hopper. It is one of the drawings that I made this commission for him, and yeah, this is the Mothra project, for instance. This is one of the older bits. I believe this is 2 years old, but yeah, as you can see, it has a lot of detail work. But the main problem with this whole damn drawing is that because it requires so much detail work, you will have a lot of tiny little, drawings, a little bit of the same thing that you're drawing constantly, the same routine, and that will get your muscles stuck. And to prevent that, you technically need to take a break and, fix that. So doing something else is always good, like, typing or what else can you do on the computer without going outside? Let's see. Typing is a very good one. Searching for research, just look at stuff and get inspiration so that you take a break from the drawing and then just do your stuff that you need to do for drawing anyway, and then come back to the drawing and continue. My main problem, for instance, with the Mothra project was actually very annoying. I had this Mothra project, but I didn't know where to start. Alright, I didn't know where to start with it. So what I did was I drew first the drawing, the Mothra itself, and then I drew the entire background on it. The main problem with this background is that it is a very detailed background and I needed to create depth upon it. But I was like, yeah, that is a very difficult task for me to do. And as you can see, I'm not the best at drawing the backgrounds. There's some things that, still need to pay attention, but the detail work on the background is actually quite good. You can see the eggs, you can see all the stuff that I drew, and how tiny it all became afterwards. Now, if you take, for instance, now the drawing of which one is then the best one here? Yes, uh, me, because that's the one that's the easiest one to explain. For instance, when I drew this one right here, that one, yes, that one, this one, that one or this one, both are good enough for this. So, this one, for instance, the main homepage one. Oh yeah, I remember the mod project. I like seeing that one in development. Yeah, that one was a big development as well. But yeah, if you can see this one, for instance, you can see that the main painful thing on this one was all the fucking coins. I remember that I drew all these coins, and I remember every single time I drew them. And I'll tell you this, it was a lot of work, but it paid off. Now, of course, I learned how to draw these coins. I did what I needed to do, and now technically, when I drew the next one, let's see, that is this one, yeah. Then, of course, take that experience, make sure that you learned about it, and then redo it again. So now you have Barry Bowman again with the Tiki Tropical, and you can see that yes, I reused the idea of how to draw these coins and reuse them on another image, which is quite nice. Of course, drawing this background was a lot more easier than drawing this background. But then again, this was for a thumbnail. This also is for a thumbnail, but this is actually a thumbnail that has multiple uses, so I need to make multiple drawings of it, which is also nice. But yeah, let's go back to where we were. Otherwise, this will never be done. So what I'm doing right now is just again erase the bits that need to be erased, mainly all of the dark little spots. They need to be erased, and then after that we should be all fine. Alrighty then. So as you can see, the most of this is actually just repetitive work, but eventually it will pay off. That's why you always need to take tiny little breaks, fix it, and then go back into it. Like tomorrow, we will probably already be already be at the goddamn pillars, and then fix those pillars up, and start designing them, and then tracing over them once the design is fully done. Well, not tracing over them. I mean, drawing them themselves from the SketchUp. I'm still figuring out what I want to do with him. Probably I'm going to be going for that mad scientist kind of feeling, like those lightning pillars of Frankenstein, which I'm already going to be implementing. And I will probably also have this bit right then done. All of these things, because there's one little bit that I need to do, that is the green bit. It's the midsections, all these white spots, they actually need to be colored in with this yellow-green stuff, which we will get to soon, I believe. Yeah, we will get to them right after I'm done with all of this. All right. So, let's see. Now that we have done all of this work, we have done all of the shitty bits, we can now start with the coloring of, well, the fading out of it, which is also necessary, because not everywhere we need that. because if I do it too extreme, it won't work. If I do it too soft, it won't work. So giving it all a little bit of a, give it a little bit of a touch is always nice. Alrighty then. Now that we have done this bit, right there, claim this bit, there you go. You can already see that there is a lot of stuff that need to be, you know, less, well, rough. And this is why I'm using a razor brush for it. I'm not using the very accurate one, mainly because it is ruining the texture, which I don't want. I want this texture to be decent enough to create the effect that I want. All right, now that we have done that, we can now go here, get this bit up and running again, get that bit up and running, and then after that, we should be fine. Let me see. Yes, we need to erase this bit right here. I mean, we need to erase this bit right. That's not the right one. Is that one on this one? Probably it is. Yes, there it is. All right. Yes, this one. All right, draw it first here on so that I don't get lost if the brush actually acts up. Nice. And then after this, we should be able to get this one. All right. Nice. Now that that is all fine, we can now get the erasing again, get the last bit up and running, and then that all should be fine. There we go. All right, now we have done this. We now have finally cleared everything that we needed to be doing anyway. So, now that we have done this, we now need to do this on the... Do I want this on the same? No, I want this actually above it. So, we need to have something like green-orange. Yeah, something like that. That already looks good. So as you can see, that's how a little bit of a, idea of how I'm gonna be doing it. But that will be for tomorrow because I'm a little bit tired on my hand and my hand is absolutely painful right now. All right. I hope you'll have enjoyed for today and thanks all for watching and I hope I'll see you all next time. And until then, I want to wish you a lovely day and bye! Just something like that. That already looks good. So as you can see, that's how a little bit of a, idea of how I'm going to be doing it. But that will be for tomorrow because I'm a little bit tired on my hand and my hand is absolutely